for the most part of my life, I was very unhappy. Unhappy about the things I have or don't have, or not satisfied with the life that I want in general. So it was not until when I'm in my 40s that I realized that happiness is not something you seek or something that you can find. I was enlisted into the army when I was 16 years old, and I chose to be enlisted earlier because I didn't do well in my O-levels didn't study. So since nothing to do, going to army I was a good soldier, always trying to prove myself. And you know, when I look at the officers and the sergeants, I say, wow, so cool, they got their own bunkers, can command people and all. So I wanted to be like them, you see. I don't want to be a normal soldier. So I talked to my sergeant. I said, hey, can send me to setback, become a sergeant or OCS even, to become officer. He rejected me flatly He was actually quite kind. He told me,
hey Eddie, we need some good men in the platoon, so we cannot get all the good men to setback, so you must stay.
So in hindsight, obviously, it's just trying to be nice. Nicely rejecting me. Pretty upset couldn't move up to the position that I want. Also tempered my confidence. Yeah. So after the NS, I joined the workforce as a salesperson, selling diamonds actually. So I was actually quite a pretty bad salesman. Couldn't really achieve my monthly sales target. Right? But yet, when I look at my colleague, always like big commission, good life, driving cars, even though they are pretty young. And I was looking at them and then looking at myself, feeling very useless. Even sales for me, I can't do well. What can I do? So I was pretty upset. Then very strange, my friend called me and said, hey, how are you doing? He's actually my best friend. He suggested, hey, why not, Eddie? You go and study something Come study law with me, because he was that time studying law, completing his diploma. I was thinking, okay just try law. I took up law diploma from one of the private institution. I think it's called TMC, and I got pretty good marks So end up my friend, when I completed my diploma in law, he was in UK already. He said, hey Eddie, come join me, come to England. So that time I was already being unhappy as a salesperson. Right? Not to say that the job is not good, it's because I couldn't stand up to myself being such a failure in sales, couldn't do sales properly. I was thinking, I also don't know what to do. I have no qualification, no experience. Then I'll just go UK and see how. So my kind sister, very, very kind to sponsor me a one-way ticket there. So my intention was to go there and see what can I do over there, maybe do something, I don't know. It's a one-way ticket, but not 跳机. I know what's 跳机, that means go there and never come back, and disappear. I got a holiday visa. Holiday visa is like, it allows people under 30 to go overseas for doing whatever you want for a couple of years. So I was on holiday visa in UK. Study law there, I actually, when I reached UK, I didn't even know if I can, because the usual way is you get accepted by university first. I was not like that. I go there and see. Then somehow, I don't know what happened. I managed to talk to the dean of the university, University of Sheffield. And the dean invited me to go queue up, jump the queue. I jumped the queue, actually queue out and went exempted first year because I got my diploma. Go straight into second year law. Second and third year. I also don't know how it happened. Right? So anyway, I finished it now. I come back to Singapore, very happy. I thought now I got a law degree. I can reset my life. I can do something. I can finally stand up. Right? That time already 30 plus. So I came back. I realized the job market was not paying very well. Probably because even though I got second upper in Bachelor in Law, I was overseas, not traditional university in Singapore. You see, and I only got 2 years overseas study according to my transcript. So I think the law firm that employed me only gave me barely $2,000, barely 2,000. So I was very, very sad. You know, when I sitting on the desk looking at somebody else's in the room who is also a university student, postgraduate, also having a second upper degree, but already driving a Continental car, having a condo under their name, and look at me, also same thing but nothing. Very unhappy, also very confused. So what did I do wrong? You know, very useless. You know, the feeling of helpless also lah. But I didn't give up lah. I held on. I was thinking in my head, okay, I need to focus, because the time I knew I get back with my girlfriend, which is now my wife now. I need to focus. I need to build something for myself. So I decided, okay, never mind, I build a business get all the experience I have in this trade and come out on my own. That's what I did lah. I came out, I formed my own business, very happy, very excited of the new journey. And I thought, okay, now is another chance to reset. So turned out my business was good. I got business. I built a name, a reputation for my company. It was going good. I have agency work, I have B2B work, even and clients work. Very happy doing job for Sony, for Sushiro, all the big names, right? But the problem is, right, I was still not happy. I was not satisfied with what I had at the time. Very strange, right? Because you thought, from a lowly position, you go up, you climb your way up. Yeah, usually you go up your ladder, your career ladder, you start low. You go up, then after that, finally you transform, right? Transform into maybe a senior position or boss. You become happy. You thought you got car and all this already, right? In fact, I have my house already. Not a condo, a HDB flat, but still a roof under my name. Very unhappy. Because I look at my peers, other bosses, landed property leh. Mercedes leh, C-class B car. I felt like I'm the so imagine you go for a convention, you know, all the bosses come, all their big cars. Remember my one Toyota Corolla come in, sorry, Toyota Altis, then come in. Walao, I feel a bit paiseh, a bit inept, a bit no confidence, you know, very unhappy. So that's when I start to overcompensate by trying to buy big cars. Then I invest my money into the wrong things. Again, get a bigger office, which I do not need. I bought a bigger car, an Audi, which I do not need, right? My kids were still young, don't even need the extra space. Buy shoes that cost thousands of dollars, which nobody will know when you wear it on your legs or your feet. Yeah. So spending unnecessarily, trying to overcompensate. And yet I still feel empty inside. Very, very unsatisfied with my life. So it took me 40 years, 40 years, my friend. 40 years to ask myself this question seriously. What am I unhappy about? What is it that I seek? What are the things that I did that made me so upset, so miserable? You know, why can I never be happy? Am I not entitled to be happy? So for the past 40 over years, I have never experienced true happiness. At every stage of my life, I'm constantly comparing and I've never felt satisfied. So as a kid, my parents will compare me with the neighbors. Which school did they go? Right? In school itself, I'll compare my grades with my classmates. Then as a working adult, I'll compare my life with my colleagues. Where did they live? You know, what cars they drive. Now, even when I'm at the peak of my career, right, what I consider as my peak, I'm not happy. I'm comparing my status as a SME boss to other bosses, right? How big is the company? How many staff do they have? So I was never happy, right? And I then come to realize that that's my problem. I compare, but can I stop comparing? I can't. I'm just a human being, right? Comparing is my nature. I cannot stop it. So does that mean I'm destined not to feel happy? Because there will always be somebody above you. There will always be somebody better off than you. Since I cannot stop comparing, what can I do? Yeah, there must be something that can be done. So I have to look at this at a different angle. You know, if happiness is not something you seek or find, then it is merely something that you can measure, right? So for me at least, every one of us carry a weighing scale in our heart. Just like this. Yeah, I did a little drawing to symbolize what I'm trying to say here. Yeah, a weighing scale in our heart. And that's how we measure happiness. And how do we measure happiness? By how do you measure something on a weighing scale? By putting weights, right? Weights on either side of the scale. So over the scale here, right? What weights do we put here? It's depending on what the society feel and define happiness. To give you an example, as a working adult, when somebody look at you, whether you are successful, what usually they think, right, you must have in order to be deemed a successful working adult. You have status, you have cash, you have credit card, condo and car and blah blah blah, right? So who set these rules? Who say these are the weights you put on the scale? The society. We are brought up like this. That is none of our fault. So meaning what? When you compare with your colleague, with your friend, using these parameters, you will always feel inadequate because, as I said earlier, there will always be somebody above you, somebody better than you. So to illustrate this, right, maybe I compare with John, my good friend, right? And this side is John, very happy face, right? He has what? Car, right? So the scale goes down in his favor, right? He has condo in his name, cash, right? Credit card, over this side. Me, sad face. Why? Because using the rules that's defined by the society, I have nothing. Of course I'll be unhappy. Yeah, but why does it have to be like this? Why? Because we were brought up like this. Now how about this? We change the rules. Because remember, we are living in a world, right? In this world that we live in is what we create. I always believe that, right? The world that we create is how we want it to be, and we can bend the rules. So for me, I want to change the parameters of the game I call game of life. I don't want the society to define happiness for me by putting the kind of weights they deem as successful, right? So if we put it like this, I will always be in the losing end. No, let's change this, right? Let's change the parameters. What I deem to be successful when I'm comparing with other people, it becomes maybe I have time. Oops. I have time with my family. Right? Now this one become me, become lazy cabby Eddie. The other person who is sad, I don't put money there in my weighing scale, I put time. He doesn't have time. So he has nothing here. Now it weighs in my favor. What else? I have family, children that love me, that I can talk to when I reach home. They have hugs and kisses. Right? They have a companion that I nurtured through time spent with them. Right? Again, John has nothing on the weighing scale. You get where I'm going? So I myself define the parameters of what I define as happiness. Right? These are change in thinking allows me to play my own game. It allows me to be happy again. Yo guys, so what do you think of this weighing scale analogy? Do you feel that Eddie is just in self-denial, deceiving himself the realities? Or do you find it useful? Let me know. Put it in the comments below. Well, in this world we live in, I only wish that you're not just an actor, but a creator in this game of life. Yeah. Redefine success. Redefine what success means to you. And then you don't need to find happiness, because happiness will naturally comes to you, right? Okay, I'm gonna wrap up the video. Guys, take care, 加油, all the best, and be happy always. Ciao.